get a whole bunch of comedians and we just roast them, all right? That's what would cause a unity, and it would bring down the temperature, in the country thus far.
So I have a...
Okay, first of all, that's not going to work at all. You want to know why it's not going to work at all? Candace Owen was called an anti-Semite simply because she said no country or nation or anybody in the world has the right to commit genocide. She did not name Israel. And she was called an anti-Semite for that. So the fact that you, Patrick Bet-David, is saying that, oh, we need to have a roast section for Benjamin Netanyahu. My question to you is this. What the f are they going to say on the podium that's not going to make them an anti-Semite? Let's start there. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the amazing Lucas. Patrick Bet-David's solution to Israel is pure comedy. I got to hear this. I have to hear this.
Iran is not sending their best. Oh my goodness. So I had to do a video on this. I really did, because it is possibly the dumbest thing that I've heard all year. Possibly even the dumbest thing that I've ever heard in my entire life thus far. And it's brought to you by the griftiest of the grifters, Patrick Bet-David. That's correct. Iran-born individual who's now conservative and spews talking points for the right.
See, I got something to say about Patrick Bet-David. See, Patrick Bet-David is somebody who was born in Iran. And as you can, if you've seen a lot of his clips, or if you probably are somebody who visits his sites a lot and watches his interview and his podcast and so on and so forth, you will realize that he is somebody who doesn't support Iran. You know what I'm saying? He is in support of America dropping bombs on the, on Iran, so that way they can get rid of the threat that Iran has against America. I'm putting that in very, very big quotation because Iran can attack America, whatever. And one thing that I do want to say is, if somebody who is born in Iran and he doesn't even hesitate to betray the nation, the country that he was born in, hey, Americans, what makes you think that he will not betray you for the right price? I mean, like, think about that for a second. What makes you think that he will not betray you for the right price? Because for some reason, he seems to be a very big supporter of the state of Israel. I don't even think he's ever been there, to be honest with you. I don't know if he has or not. I don't really care if he has or not. But what I do want to say is, let's just assume that he hasn't been there until I see some proof and evidence that he has been there. But what I do want to say is, he was born in Iran, made his way into the United States. I think he was like 11 years old when he came to the United States. He doesn't like Iran, and he's in support of destroying Iran for the benefit of Israel. Let's be honest. It's not for the benefit of the United States. It's for Israel. And he has never been to the state of Israel. And for some odd reason, he seems to be, goggling the balls of the Israelis sometimes. He's not very critical about it. And you will see exactly what I mean by that. So Americans, he's here. He's feeding you bullshit. And what makes you think that he will not betray you for the right price? You give this guy the right price and you tell him to support Congo. I promise you, the next day, his whole attitude is going to be changing about Congo. He's going to talk about how beautiful Congo is and how beautiful it is and how Americans should now get their hard-earned money and send it to the Congolese so that way they can benefit from that.
And it just goes to highlight the racism of the right? Because you can look like however you want, you can act however you want, and as long as you have that binary Neanderthal caveman mindset of black person bad, white person good, or in some cases, Democrats bad, Republican good, that you can reach heights never possibly imaginable for these individuals who have an IQ below room temperature.
Damn.
This man has the biggest, brightest idea known to man thus far, and it's a way to lower the temperature, okay? Especially with what's going on with Israel, and everything. His bright idea. Now, mind you, just pause for a second. Why are you trying to run, obstacle, or why are you trying to run interference on behalf of Israel? Why are you trying to run interference on behalf of Netanyahu?
The money.
This is the problem that we have with the Republican Party, right? You guys are more focused on going to war with Venezuela instead of helping the American people here who are starving. You're more focused on, giving Argentina $40 billion instead of opening up the government. right? It's so insane. Americans here are starving, but anyone who tries to help Americans here, well, they're communists, Marxists, socialists, it's always bad. But anytime you give them billions of dollars, right? Anytime you mention them, it's a good thing. Hey, it's a great thing. That's what I think a lot of people are sick of. That's why the party is struggling. But I digress.
All I want to say is that this is an extreme prime example that America has been completely taken over. Sorry, not sorry. I made a lot of videos now. And something that I'm constantly repeating is the fact that, guess what, Americans? Your country has been taken over. It wasn't done by Muslims. You might be pissed off about the fact that Zoran just won the mayoral run in New York. You might be pissed off about that. You know? But guess what? I hate to break it to you, but the people who took your country are not Muslims. They're not.
We go back to our Iranian, immigrant friend. And Patrick Bet-David is talking about, hey, you want to know what would fix things? Okay, it's a crazy idea. We're going to do a roast for Benjamin Netanyahu. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have a roast because it works so well with Trump. It works so well with, I forgot the other football player, right? But he's like Tom Brady. That's who it was. It works so well for them. And you know what? I think that's what needs to happen. We get a whole bunch of comedians and we just roast them, all right? That's what would cause a unity, and it would bring down the temperature, in the country thus far.
So I have
Okay, first of all, that's not going to work at all. You want to know why it's not going to work at all? Candace Owen was called an anti-Semite simply because she said no country or nation or anybody in the world has the right to commit genocide. She did not name Israel. And she was called an anti-Semite for that. So the fact that you, Patrick Bet-David, is saying that, we need to have a roast section for Benjamin Netanyahu. My question to you is this. What the f are they going to say on the podium that's not going to make them an anti-Semite? Let's start there. Forget the roast. Forget the fact that we can say, Benjamin Netanyahu has an ear like, what's that elephant name? I don't know. The elephant with the big ass ear. We can say that. We can say he has an ugly smile. We can say he looks like an Oompa Loompa. I don't care. The fact that I even said that, if I was big enough, they will call me an anti-Semite. So Patrick Bet-David, what the fuck are you on? Instead of saying, we need to have a roast session. No. What I will say is, we need to have a session to figure out what is not considered anti-Semite. Because simply saying that we should not blow up kids makes you an anti-Semite. The question is, what doesn't make you an anti-Semite? Once we figure out what that barrier is, once we know, okay, this is the level that we have to go to. And beyond this level, you become an anti-Semite. Once we figure that out, then we say, cool, now let's continue with the roasting section. You do understand that comedians, in order for them to be funny, they have to literally just unleash everything, right? You do realize that. And all it takes is for one of the comedians to say, hey, Benjamin Netanyahu, how about instead of dropping bombs on hospital, you send your soldiers to go and do some investigation? Huh? Wouldn't that be better if one of them says that? Anti-Semite. You see what I mean? Honestly, this could be considered anti-Semitic. I'm not even kidding you. Have I said anything bad about the Israelis? No. Have I said do they not exist? No. Have I said we need to go to war with them? No. All I said was, hey, maybe we should stop killing kids. Guess what? That might make me an anti-Semite. How? I don't know. Maybe, I guess it's part of their way to annihilate kids, I guess. I'm not sure.
crazy idea for Benjamin Netanyahu and Israel as well as the world. If you like it, tag the world, share with everybody. If not, just move on. I think the world needs a comedic roast of Benjamin Netanyahu, sitting right in the middle with the greatest comedians in the world, from America, from the Middle East, from Egypt, from everywhere, just making fun of Benjamin Netanyahu for 2 hours, just like they did with Trump many, many years ago, just like they did with Tom Brady. And Tom doesn't like stuff like this. Neither does Trump, but they took it. And what happened? All the people that hated Brady, they moved on. All the people that hated Trump were like, yeah, let me go to the next person now. I think the temperatures are very high. what's going on there and what's happened there, it's terrible. It's not slowing down. People are going back and forth. Why not create a setting for people to say everything they want to get it off their chest? So nobody sits there and says, well, I feel like there's nothing I can say about Israel because if I do, I'm going to get canceled. Here's your opportunity.
Oh, man. Oh, God. Let me tell you, like I said, simply saying don't kill kids automatically makes you an anti-Semite. Just by saying that, you may not even be referring to the state of Israel. Like I said, Candace Owen was considered an anti-Semite for saying that no country has the right to commit genocide. She was considered that. So my question is, what the heck are they going to say that would not make them an anti-Semite? What? And the fact that you brought up Tom Brady and Donald Trump, these people have no power. You think Trump has power? Are you serious? When Benjamin Netanyahu visited the office, this dude was literally pushing the chair in for him. Trump was in Israel, in the Knesset, giving speech. When you listen to his voice, he sounds like somebody who is scared shitless. So in order for you to make sure that they do not come after him, he had to make sure that he reminds them of all the favors that he has done for them, right? Talking about, oh, I moved the embassy to the state of Israel, you know? And then, you know, what else? When he, Miriam Edelson, when he was asking her, oh, what's your favorite, which one do you like more, America or the state of Israel? She said nothing, you know? And then he followed, you know, before he said all that, he was like, oh, I'm going to get in trouble for this. When you listen to the speech, this dude was reminding them, hey, I did all these good things for you. Please don't come after me. He has no power. Trump has no power. If he did, he would have stopped the war in Gaza the moment he got into office. But instead, you know what he did? He sent 2,000-pound bomb over there, despite the world standing up and saying, we need to stop the war. Despite him saying, you know what? I'm not going to stop the war, nor am I going to give you the 2,000-pound bomb, but we need to stop. We need to work on stopping the war. Instead, what did he do? He sent 2,000-pound bomb. And then months later, they give a peace. It's a ceasefire where, you know, the Gaza, the Palestinian or the they stop firing. And then Israel decided to just annihilate whenever they want. On day one, they broke the ceasefire. You probably didn't even hear about that. Did you hear Trump saying that, oh my God, what have they done? Why did it? Nope. Because he had no power. I'm not going to talk about Tom Brady because he's a freaking football player. What the fuck what is he going to do? Seriously, what is he going to do? If you were sitting there and you say, fuck your mother, nothing's going to happen. Absolutely nothing. He has no power. So I'm going to go ahead and stop right there. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget, if you want to watch the entirety of the video, it's going to be right over here. And yeah, Patrick Bet David, lame take. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Reason is because you're somebody who will sell out the whole country if you have to, just for a few pennies to be put into your pocket, right? The fact that he came up with this idea knowing full well that it's not going to happen tells me all that I need to know. If you made it this far, ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys up later.